It's time for our June deer hunting tip of the month. And I want to offer tips that directly relate to deer hunting every month of the year, because there's always something that can be done. And when it gets to June time, we're really talking about tree stand maintenance, tree stand setup. And I think along with that, I wanted to discuss when you clear your shooting lanes and a big strategy behind that. There's something that I always teach and preach, and what I've seen throughout the years is I feel like deer have about a 3 to 4 week window of forgiveness. What I mean by that is you intrude, you go into their area, and it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for them to forget about it, to move on. And I would say you could slant that more to 4 to 5 weeks with a mature buck and 2 or 3 with a doe, mature doe, that are a little bit less wary and not as pressure sensitive as a mature buck. Well, bottom line is you have a little time. We'll relate that to what you do with your tree stands here in a second, but I'm looking at that a lot of people are really clamoring with things to do during the summertime. It doesn't matter if it's personal, deer buys, planting in the spring, there's a lot to do. We look at May as our whitetail water hole month. We installed 4 water holes. We got them all filled. We've had cameras on them. They're doing really well, and we can't wait to hunt them. But that's the timing I look for that, because I want those to fill on their own. Of course, we're getting no rain right now. It's drought. The bottom line is the deer can get used to them. We can plant around them. We get a really good our Green Max blend coming in. It's not a forage, it's for traffic. We want to hold that soil. There's a lot of grass in it, and different varieties of plants to build to hold the soil. The bottom line is we can do all that in May, get it done. When it comes to what you do with your tree stands, I think a lot of people really rush and try to get this stuff done too early in the season. And now there's certain tree stand setups that I believe you have to put in early. And an example of that would be tree stands that you need a lot of cutting in. So if you take that cutting and you make it in September, early September, and you have a bow opener October 1st, those mature bucks will come by, they'll see that tree down, they'll see what the brown leaves, and if they're not used to that area, so they're just shifting over to your property, which is a good sign of a good property, then they'll look at that down timber, and I think they can be wary of that. I really do. I've seen that. I've seen that on trail cameras. So certain tree stands where you have a lot to cut, I'd rather see you do that early, June, July. But when it comes to a lot of tree stand setups, and I'm using this one as an example here, we can afford to push the envelope, get a lot of other things done, even our fall planting, where we're planting a lot in August for the fall, Labor Day. That a lot of times becomes before our last minute tree stand setups and cuttings. So I'm going to use this as an example. We have a tree stand right over here. It's in a red cedar. Pretty easy to put in. We just hollowed that out. We can see this in here. Well, really the intersection here is we have cut bedding area here. We use that stand location because this was the best spot for an old water hole. We took the water hole out, and so that stand location that's kind of pinned over to this side, we can move up to a better location, and we'll have a shot right here where Dylan is, still at the old water hole, but we'll also be able to shoot over here. We don't need an exact shot at the water hole, which if we put the water hole there in the past, we would have had to cut a big, large trunk off this oak back here, a white oak, and we didn't want to do that. Now this is out of the picture. We can still shoot them here. We can shoot them there. We have plenty of shots here. But when you look up here, you can see the trunk of the white oak back in there. It's only like 15 yards away. We have a little bit of vegetation to clear up at stand level, which we'll be able to do with a pole saw. But when it comes out here, this shot is wide open. When we come over here on this side, this shot right here is wide open. We have a window right here. We can maybe take one tree down right here, but the trunk is only about 20 yards back there. So we'll take this tree out. A lot of times what I'll do, if I'm using a handsaw for something like that, I'll saw it, I'll hold up here, I grab it, I throw it downhill. But bottom line is, we can put this tree stand, we can move it anytime during the summer, all the way up to that all important weeks of forgiveness time. So if we plan on hunting this spot in mid-September, then I'd want to make these improvements before mid-August. If I don't plan on hunting here till the rut, if I look at like, okay, this is a morning rut stand, which it is, then maybe I make these improvements early September with the thought that we're not even hunting out here for another 6-7 weeks towards the end of October. Bottom line is, we have a lot to do right now. We have a big charity event tomorrow that we're planning for, or Sunday. So a lot of workers coming in tomorrow and volunteers, which is awesome. We have a lot of help. Been really working hard on the property with water holes, plantings, switchgrass. So much has been done You even got some turkey hunting in there, not much, not as much as I'd like to. I've already gone fishing in Canada too. So we have a busy lifestyle, and what that means is the priority of working on our tree stands, contrary to what a lot of people might think. You look at like, boy, we got to get out there in June, July, make these improvements before we get in. We don't have to do that right now. We still have work to do. We can push this off. We still have a lot of time. And that's my June deer hunting tip. A lot of people want to get out, work on their tree stands right away, maintain them. And then what happens is when you do that in June, there's still a lot of growth left. So you go in there, your first set in October, now there's a big branch growing up, or especially box elder, some of those plants, hickory, that grow very prolifically. You come back and they're cutting up a shot. I don't know how many of you, I've done it before where I used to carry my saw, hand saw, and I'd actually attach it to my bow rope and flick it over to a branch that I wanted to catch and try to pull down all while I'm sitting there in that first sit for the year in that stand location. Not a good recipe for success when you're doing that. So I really like to focus on later is better when it comes to stand maintenance, for clearing out shooting lanes. And I think if you take that approach, then you can help maximize and balance the time that you need to spend doing other priorities earlier in the summer, midsummer, and you'll have plenty of time because you're not really, like in an area like this, a lot of hardwood settings, you almost have all the shooting lanes already. You're right on the outside edge of that cover. So in that case, still lots of time to go. Get some of these other priorities done first. And I believe that that'll really coincide with, you know, it could, because a lot of this stuff, it's not how much work you spend, it's when you look at work. That's why we have our monthly deer chores, and we look at, we need to do this month, this to keep up. And if you're trying to cram everything into one time, you don't keep up, and at the same time it might even hurt your hunting. You know, there's opportunity now. Always consider those weeks of forgiveness, but you have plenty of time to get your stands in. Think about that. Go into this work season, basically before hunting season, with a lot of confidence that you're doing it at the right time, and you'll be rewarded this fall. Hey folks, I really appreciate you watching, and I want to invite you to check out our main website, whitetailhabitatsolutions.com. I'm going to miss all these, but we have seed to offer, hats, articles, web classes, books, consultations, and even a new podcast. I think we have 17 podcasts out there right now for you to listen to. So we have a lot to offer. Most of all, if you don't want to buy anything, I'm going to keep offering free videos, free articles. We have over 600 articles on the site. And most of all, thank you very much for watching, reading, listening, being a part of Whitetail Habitat Solutions. If you want to check this stuff out, awesome. Links are in the description.